I remember.
No, Matt's got a question. I have an idea. I think I know what it's going to be.
Go on, Matt. What's your question, bro?
Do you think you play better without Rashford or with Rashford?
There we go. There he is.
Bruno.
Bruno. Don't forget Bruno, man. Great question. It's a great question, and I'll answer it. And I'll be very, very honest about this. And I'm glad someone brought it up. It was going to be one of my talking points later in the show. I think it's very easy. Correlation doesn't always equal causation. So the correlation is Bruno and Rashford both missed today's game, and we were compact and we were hard to break down. But we still weren't very good when we got the ball in terms of moving it forward. The latter stages of the game, when Rashford came on, we actually attacked a lot better. But equally, you can't just say that's because Rashford was on. Liverpool were attacking more, were more open and harder for us to break down. I think, personally, that if you throw our better players into a team where we are being more conservative, we are being slightly more pragmatic. So you put Casemiro back in this team, you put Martinez back in this side, Rashford with his pace in this side, and Bruno in the role that McTominay was in today, I believe we could be a better team with them. How do I know this? Because we played similarly to this last year for our best run of form, in my personal opinion, since Fergie retired, from the sort of end of September, early October, right through until the Carabao Cup final. So we weren't this defensive against lots of teams at home and worse teams than Liverpool, but we were very hard to break down, very resolute, very rigid in the way we set up, and we played our best football and we got our best results, really good winning streaks, and really grew in the table and progressed in all the cup competitions. So,
but didn't you have that team at the start of this season?
Yes, but we weren't playing. So we weren't playing as we were playing today. So this season, what we've been doing is having a single six and the 2 8s in midfield, which have been a variation of people, but let's just say McTominay and Bruno have done it of late. They bomb forward. You get the fullbacks will push forward. You'll get the wide attackers push forward. We've actually won. I haven't seen the stat for a few weeks. That may have changed, but we've been winning the ball in our opponent's final third more than anybody else. The problem is we've been leaving our number 6 exposed and our centre-backs exposed, and teams with athletic players and good technical ability and pace have been running through us like crazy. And we've all been screaming, saying, we can see what the manager has tried to create, but he's got it wrong. And up until the Bayern Munich game, he hadn't addressed it. Now, maybe he's just addressed it for these 2 games because it's Bayern Munich and Liverpool away. Didn't want to get a beat in. Maybe it's self-preservation, saving his job. That is a genuine theory, which I think holds water. But we've been asking for a long time. We changed from last year. It hasn't been working. We want something more like this with better attacking. And I think you need your better players. Bruno is definitely better than Scott McTominay, as an example. Rashford, I still think is better than Alejandro Garnacho at this moment in time. He's just in awful form. And I'm not excusing their poor behaviors and their poor performances and the throwing their toys out the pram and everything else. I would also like us to go and find better than these individuals and continue to improve the squad. So I'm not sitting here standing these guys, but I don't believe in this notion that we were able to get a draw today just because those 2 players didn't start. Because when those players didn't start other games this season or the back end of last year, where the manager was bombing our midfield on, we were still bad and we were still losing. So today was more about the system changing, becoming more pragmatic, more harder to break down. And for the first time in a long while, we actually had 2 deep line midfield players playing in a double pivot.
You know what I say as well?
For ages.
Because we didn't have those 2, our chances of winning was also less. So yes, our chances of losing may have gone up, but our chances of winning also went down, because it's kind of like Scott McTominay in like at least 4 occasions, ball in the half space on the edge of the box in a big area of the midfield, he turns around, passes it to the wrong player, or trips over himself. Bruno Fernandes makes something happen in those situations. Garnacho's chance to get with Trent, Rashford I believe gets to that ball, gets a shot off. No, does he score? Different conversation. But those are the nuances of our team that you can't just say, take these guys out, sell them, and we'll just be good. No, we need better than them, but also for now, we need them in the team, and the system needs to suit what these guys can do.
Yeah, no doubt to me. And look, today I saw more character in this performance than I've seen all year. I saw more togetherness than I've seen all year. That's a better argument in terms of, is the team more together without those 2? And that's a fair claim, because it's the best we've been. But we didn't lose our togetherness when Rashford came on and he came back and we saw that he defended that tackle. I know he got booked for it, but I thought it was phenomenal. He did kind of catch the guy afterwards, but the fact that we're not allowing those kind of tackles in a Liverpool Man United game where he wins the ball cleanly first is crazy. And he was very unfortunate not to set up the winning goal at the end. So look, Rashford's got a lot of soul searching to do. He's got a lot of performances to put in to make up for how poor he's been. But I don't put all the individual players being bad this season solely down to them. The system that the manager has coached and set up and adapted from last year has fundamentally failed this season. And I'm glad he's changed it in the last 2 games. And I don't think we need to be as deep in when we play West Ham next. I don't think we need to be that deep against West Ham. But I certainly want us to be much harder to beat in that game than we have been for the majority of the season. So, yeah, I don't think them 2 being out was the reason we got the draw today. The one thing I would say, which is fair on the togetherness, is could Bruno have lost his head and started moaning and not focusing on the game? Potentially. That's the one thing McTominay has, I think, that's better than Bruno, is I think he keeps his head a lot better. Was Shaw the captain today?
No, it was McTominay was captain.
It was McTominay. Well, maybe that's it. Like, he kept his head a lot better. He just isn't a good enough footballer.
You know what,
in my
Terry?
personal opinion.
I think we've missed it out of this fixture. We know players are very protected, and I'm not obviously advocating violence, but I think Rashford's tackle on Shaw's tackle on Konate, Nunez's kind of nudge on, I forgot who it was early in the game. I feel like that's what this fixture needs, and where players are so protected these days, you see less and less of that. But Liverpool United game should always have that, because the Fergie Rafa era, that's what it was made up for. So them 2 kind of challenges, I enjoyed it. I'm from both sides. I actually enjoyed them.
Mainly's tackle, attempt at a tackle on Endo. I was like, yo, fair enough, 50-50 ball. Like,
they both went for it. They both went for it.
And you can deal with when players are, you can tell, are putting their all in, but either there's a mistake or it just something doesn't go their way. You can just be like, okay, cool. Like the problem with Man United is we've watched them play in the recent games. And a couple of, like, say if this was a different team, say it was Bournemouth that was playing and it wasn't Mainu playing, it was someone else, they'd probably pull out that 50-50, not even try.
Can I just say,
just make that tackle, you know?
Can I just say, by Friday night, Aston Villa could be top of the league. They play on Friday. That is absolutely crazy.
No, they can do, and Aston Villa deserves so much credit this season. They've been a breath of fresh air to watch. There's, again, a wonderful togetherness, a manager who, again, it remains to be seen whether he'll get a job at another giant club, and that's no disrespect to Aston Villa, that, by the way, are European, have won European championships, which a few members of the current top 6 have not done. But
Arsenal,
they have been absent, and Tottenham. They've been absolutely phenomenal this year. And there's been a while where I've been like, I don't want City and Liverpool winning it, so Arsenal. Now I'm sitting again. Listen, I'd rather Arsenal not win it and it be Aston Villa, if I'm being honest, because that means no one in the top 6 wins it.
You'd go to the parade, didn't it?
I'm there. Listen. I did a charity match at Aston Villa's ground at Villa Park. They gave me, obviously, you get a shirt for it. I've got a Villa shirt. I'll bring that out, boy. I'll bring it out.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. Bruno not playing, a blessing in disguise. I think that kind of echoes to that question that we just spent some time on. And potentially, look, I'm not even suggesting that it isn't. It could be. But look, Bruno's got his flaws. I won't stand there and look at this situation and say Bruno's the reason we've been as bad as we've been. Could he be a part of it? Yes, but he's not the outright reason. I think that's Cap. I will take this Liverpool team any day, looking sloppy at the back. Arsenal back on top, and we will collect 3 points at Anfield if they play sloppy. I think, yeah, if Liverpool are sloppy, Arsenal will definitely beat them. Miss Firmino, man. Nunez is a flop. Get Tony in January, is what V's got to say here.
I still think he'll come.
Jackson's clear of both those bums. Look, yeah, I mean, Jackson's it's interesting, isn't it? Like, he's getting goals, though.
It's a big mid-off, man.
Ricky's comments towards Virgil van Dijk, my captain, can't lie, we deserve that today. I'm proud of the performance. Liverpool lost the league twice by 1 point, by the way. What did Roy Keane say today about VVD?
I think Virgil van Dijk said in the conference that we should have. We were favorites going into today and we should have won this game. And then Roy Keane came out and said, oh, you play for a team that haven't won a title, won one league title for 30 years. You should expect where you're coming from, all that kind of stuff. I was like,
bro. That's why I love Keane. I love Keane, but I agree with Van Dijk though. Like, you guys should have been winning today.
Yeah, man. That's what we expect.
Lukaku is better than Nunes. Nunes needs to be sold, is what D has got to say here. It's a big claim, D. Liverpool fans need to accept Nunes' ceiling is very similar to Lukaku. Physical specimen, scores goals, but low game IQ and inconsistent technically. You Liverpool fans starting to agree with that when it comes to Darwin Nunes? A lot of super chats there about his lack of overall ability, low IQ, poor decision making. He's basically just strong, fast, and a decent finisher.
First bit, yeah. You know, the first bit, I can see it. I can hear the first bit because today, my God, some of the stuff he was doing. Sometimes I really do wish or want to know if he actually has a brain in his head, because sometimes the stuff that he does on the pitch as a striker is unacceptable, in my opinion. And the inconsistent technical ability, that's him in a nutshell, man.
And the issue is he's so different, and with him playing, it's so different than what we've been used to for so long with Bobby Firmino, right? Like, obviously Firmino doesn't get the quantity of goals, but you could always guarantee he'd be there linking play. And as an absolute minimum, that's what we need. And we miss it, to be frank.
Would you rather have Gabriel Jesus or Darwin Nunes?
Gabriel Jesus. Do you know what? You know why? You know what you would rather? What Gabriel Jesus would do for you guys, especially with Salah, he'd help create the space and set up the opportunities for people like him to put it in the back of the net. And Gabriel Jesus is an overall better football player. An overall better striker than Darwin Nunes. He is, in my opinion.
I think we can still do better.
With Nunes, Ram will know
that. You can do better, no doubt, but that was the comparison.
with Nunes, Ram would know. I've been his advocate for the whole season, right? I've had our family saying, no, he's just not good. It's just accept it. We need something more. And I'm like, I have to back him. But the Fulham game, I lost my patience. There was a few one-on-ones. There was a few times should have got it on target, and you just have to accept it. He's not. It hurts me to say it, but he's not good enough.
Oh, that's us with Anthony, man. That's also with Anthony. We tried to hold on, Terry. We tried to hold on, mate. It's not good.
There was 2 or 3 times as well today where I think he done Trent. It's like, when I hit it where you're right, goes back onto his left. There was another time where he could have played a really good through ball through if he could use his right foot, but he tried to use the outside of his left, and he ain't KDB. And that man's got to go. Thank you there, Joshua, for that super chat. Nunes is a liability for Liverpool. Happy birthday, top man. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Vindaloo here says, no, man. Liverpool never played crap. United never let them play their game. Be honest, Tom. See, Tom's already gone, but I agree with you. Tom's just being salty, but he's a scouser. Hey. V here says, happy birthday, Tell. United showed up for you today with their best possible result. In my opinion, top Gunners, top. Come on, you Gooners. Yeah, listen, I would have taken that before kickoff. I really would, because I was fearful of an absolute beatdown. I was out eating breakfast with the family today and some friends, and got to about 1:30, and then I just got hit by this sobering thought where I went, oh God, we're playing in a few hours, aren't we?
No, you weren't. You manifested it so much that it was going to hit back.
Democracy manifest.
I did expect a minimum of 4-0.
Rack knows what that is. Viewers watching, if I say, you know your judo well, if you don't know what that video is
hands
about,
off my penis.
I know that one. That one. Yeah. I remember it now.
Succulent Chinese meal. What is the crime here? That video, I love that guy.
Oh, yes, I see.
I love that guy. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Soboslai has been good, but he struggles in the last few games. He deserves criticism, but he'll be fine, and he'll be fine in the midfield where he's always been in his career. Happy birthday, Terry. Enjoy. Thank you, Lamar. That's actually what I got, by the way. One of my birthday presents. Tickets in April to see Lamar. Buzzing. Buzzing, if there's any justice. Me and Lamar would probably be me and him, the only 2 people there, but I love it. Injured Mount would have done a better job than Scott. Yeah, look, Scott did well as a captain today in terms of helping keeping us galvanized, but he's not a good enough football player. And he reminds me, if you throw a tennis ball at concrete, that's Scott McTominay's first touch. Yao Jimenez got elbowed in the head and no foul. Raul retaliated with a clumsy tackle and straight red. Absolutely corruption in the Newcastle game. Yeah, look, I think the foul on Jimenez should have been a booking, but you can't. VAR can't get involved for a booking. So I understand that. Interestingly, though, what Raul Jimenez did, he was a bit forceful. But you know, a lot of times when players jump up and the defending player kind of does that lean over thing, Kane's great and they fall on their back. Yeah. Maybe they should just take the hit, because now there's a precedent for getting players sent off for that. So, you know, put your body on the line. I personally believe that you guys played so much better without Bruno Fernandes. And Stephanie, look, I think it's a fair claim, and I'm not going to sit here and say that isn't a possibility, and we'll see how things are moving forward.